Hey, okay, yeah. So I was born in Houston, Texas, and I lived here for the first 7 years of my life. And then I moved to Saudi Arabia when I was seven, and then I lived in Saudi for almost 6 years. And then I went back to America when I was 12 years old, and I've been living there for I came back and we're staying here permanently, and we moved back to USA because my dad quit his engineering job in Saudi Arabia to start a business in the USA. Moving from America to Saudi, it was a change for sure, but I really enjoyed living in Saudi Arabia because I liked how compact it was. Like all my best friends are the ones I made while I was living in Saudi Arabia. And it was just so nice to just live in a small town and know everyone there. Um, it was it was a change for sure. Like I remember I wanted to go, but I also didn't want to leave all my friends. But I felt like yeah, it's a good change for sure. I feel like there's a lot of pros for Saudi after living there for 6 years. I had so much freedom in Saudi. It was so there was so much safety in the small camp that I lived in, and I think I had the best childhood I had was in the camp in Saudi, the small town we lived in. And the only cons I would say is just the weather. It was really hot, but that's about it. Everything about Saudi, like I loved all my best friends were made in Saudi, so yeah, I loved it there for sure.
Someone's saying they can't hear me.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay, hello. Can anyone hear me? Okay, I'm trying to fix my mic. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, uh-huh. Okay, if guys, if you can hear me, just let me know in the comments. There is a delay, so it's gonna take some time for it to go through. So according to the comments, my mic is not audible, but okay, great. So you guys can hear us now. Okay, let's just do a brief because I believe you all could hear Omar. I'm Hisham, and Omar, I just asked him about how his life was compared to moving from America to Saudi and then Saudi to America. And he explained that living in Saudi Arabia was one of his best childhood experiences. So, how about something, since we're students, how was your school compared to Saudi and America when you had to move from middle school to a different middle school, I guess, in America?
Yeah, so I was like in elementary when I was in Saudi. So it was pretty easy, just like any normal elementary school. When I came back to America after living in Saudi, I was in middle school, and middle school was pretty easy because the grades don't really count for college. They don't count at all for college, so it was pretty easy, not too much work. I would say the transition from middle school to high school was very tough because school got way harder in high school and education got more serious when I got into high school because the high school grades matter for college.
Okay, so what would you advise, since you're saying that high school has been so difficult? What would you advise for people going into high school or currently starting high school?
What I would advise is I think when everyone is focusing on academics, you should not only focus on just academics, but you should also focus on the things that you like to do as well.
Yeah. So, like, let's say playing
So
sports,
yeah,
or maybe,
yeah,
what
playing
are some of
sport.
your hobbies? Let's discuss that.
Some of my hobbies are making beats, playing
Okay.
piano, playing soccer. Yeah, that's mostly what I do. Play
Okay,
soccer and make
so
music.
let's go through those. You make beats. What kind of beats do you make and all?
Mostly rap and hip hop beats, and
Okay.
then yeah,
And you said you play football. By football, it is soccer, right, in the end? Uh,
soccer. Yes, yep.
so, yeah, so what do you play as, or how have you played?
Yeah. So I play like striker. So like I'm on like the top of the field, and I'll be like the ones scoring the goals and making assists. Oh, and
Okay,
yeah, one thing I want to mention is that in Saudi, I was on the soccer team, and then they actually, I think, yeah, Saudi Aramco, the organizers of the small town I was living in, they got a coach that trained the Barcelona soccer team, the same
okay,
team that Messi and Neymar were in, and they
okay,
trained us.
nice.
So that was a really cool experience.
So you still play football, or
Yeah, I still play soccer. Yeah, I play for my school team.
okay? And okay, let's get on to the biggest thing that we talk about. How is your high school experience right now?
It's nice. It's really good. Like, so yeah, I'm in 11th grade, and it's kind of tough because usually 11th grade is the most important year of high school because that's the grade most colleges are looking at. So one of some advice I would give is to stand out for colleges. I feel like for uniqueness and to appear as more than just a number, you have to show that you're not you're not obsessed with just doing the things that you have to do, but you're also obsessed with the things that you want to do and like to do. So I feel like you should be seen as someone with a lot of hobbies, not just someone who has good test grades.
Okay, so you would say that try not to study too much, I guess, or study enough for just school
Try
and
not.
also, yeah.
Yeah, I think a balance is the best way to go about it because um yeah, I mean, if you're studying all the time, you don't have any time to do the things you like, and that's not too good because
Mm-hmm.
you have to do things you like, your hobbies, to stay happy. So yeah,
Right.
mix between both. Study good, study hard, but also do your hobbies and stuff that you like, and that'll keep you happy.
Okay, and you said that colleges look at you in grade 11, right? So, what college are you
Yeah,
planning
yeah,
to try for, and what are you trying to do in your future as your career?
yeah. The college I want to go to, I'm actually wearing their shirt. So I want to go to
Okay,
Oklahoma, OU, and I want to study mechanical engineering and business.
okay, and what can you say about mechanical engineering or business? Like, what field
Wait,
are
could
you
you?
specifically interested in?
Um, so my dad is a mechan was a mech like has been a mechanical engineer. He has like 20 plus years of experience, and I just saw him talking about it and being deep into it, and I felt like that would be really fun. And I also like business because
Okay.
I've seen it firsthand how business is run, and I think I would like to be like an investor as well.
Okay, and let's move on to extracurriculars. I believe in America you need to have some sort of extracurricular. If like, most colleges require you to have maybe one or two activities you've done outside of school. So, what can you say about that? Any extracurriculars that particularly stand out?
Yeah. So yeah, extracurriculars are really important. So some extracurriculars I've done is helping animals at the shelter. This is a really good extracurricular because it shows that you're a caring person and you're you're like helping animals in need. I also was in speech and debate, and speech and debate helps with public speaking and forming arguments to support your argument. And yeah, speech and debate is amazing because you get a lot of public speaking practice. I also was in DECA. DECA is this business club, and you get to invent a business or a concept, and you get to pitch it out to people, and they judge you on uh, how well you presented your project or idea.
Okay, and would you recommend DECA to anyone else as an extracurricular?
Yeah, I think DECA is probably something I would recommend the most. Um, I mean, it gives you practice on real world experiences. Like you get to, as I was saying before, you get to pitch your original ideas, and I think that's an amazing thing because you get to show your creative side of yourself, and you get to expand on your ideas and share it with people.
Okay,
And yeah, I think that's amazing for all kids.
so what did you do in DECA? What have you done?
In DECA, um, I was in a entrepreneurship. Um, I picked a entrepreneurship business model, and what I did was I started a my concept was so you're pitching out like concepts, like if you were actually to start a business, what would it be? So my business was specifically in I think the pet businesses.
Okay,
So it's a pet store, and what made us stand out was um, we were catering to a lot of pet stores. They're just selling products, but we were really keeping the dogs in mind. For example, we said if we were gonna for every purchase that a customer makes, we were gonna give free treats for their dog or cat anytime they purchase. So including something I included was like giving free treats for every purchase. So we show the customer that we care about your dog. We're giving them a treat with your purchase for free. And I felt like that the judges like that because most pet stores do not do that. And
okay.
that would make us stand out.
And do you have any awards for this, or is it just like
Yeah,
something you
yeah.
just present?
I had some awards.
All
Yeah,
right.
so I presented it. There's like about two rounds of this competition. When you pass the first round, you get to the second round. So I passed the first round, and then at a state level, I won the state level, and then yeah, that was it. Like I won the state for Texas on for entrepreneurship
Okay.
because of
And
yeah.
so comparing again, going back to comparing Saudi Arabia and America, what else do you think could be addressed here regarding the fact that extracurriculars are not really very easy to perform or participate in. So, what would you say should be something people in Saudi Arabia and other countries like Saudi Arabia should focus on? when extracurriculars are
Oh,
not really available?
oh, okay, when they're not available. Um, there's like an infinite number of things you can do for extracurriculars. It doesn't have to be a club. Usually it's a club, but also a really good extracurricular anyone can do. I remember when I was in Saudi, I used to do this, and I saw a lot of the high school students in Saudi do this. They were doing a lot of community service, such as picking up trash, um, helping volunteering at local stores and grocery stores and local stores. And pretty much what these kids would do was they would go first, they would pick up trash. They would also um, volunteer at local businesses and help them out. Uh, yeah, help them out.
Okay.
And I feel like that's really good. Yeah, that's a really good extracurricular community service for sure.
Okay, and going on into clubs, it's something we've spoken about before also on the podcast. What sort of school clubs have you been in? That's the main thing that we usually talk about, that we've talked about before. What do you think about school
Yes.
clubs or any clubs that you've participated in with school or yeah.
Yeah, school clubs. So speech and debate was a club I was very involved in. We had like after school practice where we used to gather in groups and we used to practice speaking in front of everyone. Also, definitely a book club would be a really nice group. Uh, I went into a book club. That was a nice experience because reading is good, but also sharing what you've learned and actually saying it out loud, what you've just read with other people is also really good to keep the information in your mind. So I feel
Okay.
like, yeah, speech and debate, book club, and DECA are, I really enjoyed those clubs.
Okay. And so you think that we should try to get into our language basically, or get better at speaking and reading, writing in
Yes, for
English,
sure.
for sure, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what else can you say about school clubs? Any other clubs that you've seen or joined?
Hmm. Mm.
Like something we
Oh,
have
yeah.
here is hello, Omar.